Greetings, Eric Bakker, the naturopath. Don't you just hate those people who are skinny and they can eat anything they want? They can have pizzas and burgers, they can have Coca-Cola, they can have, marshmallows, they can have Cheerios, they can have bowls of ice cream, and they don't gain weight. They make you sick, these people. Don't they make you sick? I hate them. Actually, I don't hate them. I'm one of those people. I used to be one of those people. I used to be able to eat just about any kind of food and not gain weight. Now, why would that be? Well, in my situation, it was my thyroid was working too fast. It was too hard. Occasionally, I'd get palpitations, and I knew that my thyroid was overactive. So being in my position, being naughty like I am sometimes, I knew I could eat food and get away with it. But now I'm nearly 60, I can't do that anymore. I find my metabolic rate has definitely slowed down. By the time I got to my 50s, particularly mid-50s, I noticed I started to gain weight more easily. We're only talking a small amount of weight, but I noticed it was happening, so I had to cut back on the calorie intake. Younger people tend to be able to often eat more than older people because they're more active. But what about these people who can eat anything they want and yet they can't gain weight? Well, I tell you what, all those people that we're talking about, they get older. And as they get older, the metabolism slows down. They lose more muscle mass, okay? They get more fatigued. But still, they've got a higher metabolic rate than an average older person. So they won't generally get obese. But having a higher metabolic rate also has its downsides, its pitfalls, okay? It's not really good. It can make you chillier or hotter. It can cause temperature or appetite dysregulation, having a higher metabolism. It can also make people more prone to anxiety and sleeping disturbances. So there's an upside and a downside to a high metabolic rate. The best way to counter a high metabolic rate is breathing and relaxing, okay? Being aware that you have got a high metabolic rate. You will know you've got a high metabolic rate if you are a quick person. You're rapid in execution, quick in perception. If you get up quick, move around fast, bump into people sometimes, you've got a high metabolic rate. So it's cruel. Can you make your metabolic rate go faster if it's slower, if you're a bigger person? How can you speed it up? You can, but you have to start thinking like a faster person and acting like one, acting out that, okay? If you place consciously a demand on the thyroid and keep doing it over time, the thyroid will step up and it will become an organ at a higher output of thyroid hormone. The thyroid stimulating hormone will get produced in abundance because your conscious side of your brain is going to push your pituitary harder. The pituitary is going to then create more thyroid stimulating hormone. The thyroid will get stimulated to produce more T3 and T4. The muscles will become more active. The brain cells become more active. And then you'll become one of those people who's already actually thinking ahead. They're talking to somebody, they're listening to that person, and they're actually in their own mind thinking about the next questions they're going to say. It's incredible when your metabolic rate's fast and your brain functions quick. It's incredible what you can achieve. But as I said, the downside is you're more prone to anxiety. So you need to be very careful with a high metabolic rate. It can also give you the ability to have cardiac issues and sometimes bowel dysfunctions like higher amount of stool volume, all sorts of problems, urinating more frequently. So there's an upside that you'll burn off a bit more weight, but the downside is also it could be a problem for your health having a high metabolic rate. You don't want a low metabolic rate or a high, you want to have a normal metabolic rate, meaning that you're going to maintain a good energy level, sleep level, and libido. All those things are going to work quite well within the framework of the weight that you feel most comfortable with. So what weight do you feel comfortable with? Is it 140 pound? Is it 120 pound? What did you weigh when you were 20, 21, when you were quite young and healthy? That should set the bar for what you're going to be like when you're 51, 61, 71. So try and maintain that weight all your life. That will also keep your metabolism in check as well and allow you to have a metabolic rate that doesn't vary too much over your life, which will allow you to keep good bone density and just a good overall body size all your life. Thanks for tuning in. Click on the link below if you want to read more about my opinion on some different diets. Thank you.